Welcome back guys, welcome back to TF Custom Shaving Brushes Workshop. Just had a couple of little technical issues there, that's why I'm a couple of minutes late in getting the stream started. For some reason the wireless microphones, the lapel microphone won't work, so I've had to unplug it and just go back to the video actually coming through one of the handy cams, just to get the volume going. So the volume might be a little bit low. I can tweak it up if we need to. So until I can get this thing looked at, until I can have a look at it and see what's going on. It was really weird because it was working fine. All of a sudden it's just decided, I thought it was the batteries. So I replaced the batteries with fresh ones, freshly charged ones. And that wasn't the issue either. So let me get the just get the chat up so I can see what's going on there. That's no problem, Sam. You go for dinner, mate. We'll see you when you get back, eh? Okay. So I'm going to get started on this one. This one is another customer brush. It's going to have to be fitted again with rhodium in it. So I've done the design before, the handle design. I've done this one before, but it's never been done on the Phantom Nebula before. So I'm just going to get cracking on it, and whoever drops into the chat, feel free to drop in and say goodbye. And I'll keep checking back on the chat through the course of the stream, and you'll see it's an impromptu video this one, so I'm not expecting to get a lot of people in. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes, but in the meantime I'm going to get started. Right? So check the height there. This. Right. Take that out now. And we're just going to check that. It should be spot on 25 because it's a 25mm Foster bit. Yep, 25, and we've got our depth. Oh, we need to go a little bit more, so I need to put that back in. We'll set it on 0, go until it touches. Razor, how are you, buddy? Just done a little impromptu for you fellas. I just had a bit of an issue with the wireless microphones too. It's not working, so I've had to revert back to the microphone on the Sony Handycam mic. So I'll need to have a look at the microphone later and see what the issue is there. It just wouldn't talk to the computer at all, mate. So or to the audio video mixer. So a little bit of an issue there. But I'm sure we'll sort that out at some stage. Because everything wants to go wrong that can go wrong when you throw in these impromptu ones, eh? Good to see you anyway. Sam was in early, but he's had to go for his dinner, so he's never normally away too long. He'll be back shortly, I would imagine. I might just give this a little bit of a clean up before we get too carried away. Yeah, I'm just going to try current workload mine because it's I hate being under pressure, you know. So I just want to get it all happening. I mean, poor T-Man's been waiting on this handle for quite a while. I mean, it's just that I've got a casting. I've got to do the hybrid as well, and then I'm going to be waiting on knocks from Srdjan anyway for this handle, so there's no sort of major in getting this one's done at the moment until I know I've got the knocks or knocks. So I might as well crack on with another one that I've got ready to rock and roll. So hence why we're here. Mate. You need to do anything, just go and do it, buddy. Like I say, this just I thought, well, I'm coming in to do it, so I thought, well, I might as well do a stream as well, you know. So yeah. Srdjan, how are you, buddy? I got your message, mate. I got your message. This is just an impromptu one, mate. So yeah, nothing in particular, buddy. Microphone straight up. Very good to start the stream off. basically set on what it normally is. I haven't changed anything with the music. I can turn it down a bit more. How's that? Just let me know. But that's basically where it was where the music normally level is. It's already preset in the mixer. Maybe the camera microphone might be a bit lower as well, which makes you think the music's louder. Could be that too. Just want to check that top section there. Yeah, no worries, Srdjan, mate. You drive carefully, buddy. How's your day been, Razor? Good day, mate? Yeah, Chrissy's mate. Good stuff, good stuff. I might have to get into the detail there, I think I might have to go in with the point nose bit. I think the round one's just a little bit too big for me to get in there properly. So, just going to try and freeform it with this one. And then we'll just focus on rounding that over now. It's just a little bit too just need to round this over a little bit now. knots are good, buddy. They're really good. Yeah, they're no bother at all, to be honest. I'm starting to learn, which is good. Now I do need to get in there and just smoothen that round off, because I'm not overly happy on that round at the moment as it stands. It needs to be a bit more hollower. And more round, so to speak. Now we're starting to get the shape. Yeah, so like I say, mate, it's just a bit of an impromptu tonight. I thought I could get this one out of the way as well, and just do another buy. Whoever comes in, comes in. Of course, I was a couple of minutes late in getting started because the wireless lavalier microphone started playing up, so for some reason it wouldn't work, so I'm going to have to try and get that sorted. Something round. Maybe this will do. That'll do it. Should do the trick. Ah, just wonderful. Just wonderful. this one. Just going to have a look at a picture here, right? There and there, and then there, and then there, and in here, I think is where I need to be. Yep, so need to just round that off into there now. So we can go back to the carbide now. And I'll just check my height here. I think I need to go a little bit higher. Okay, we'll just go in there, we'll start following up under there. I think that camera shots are probably still the best shots for seeing what I'm doing here. It goes in quite sharp undercut with the ring there, and then more baldness on the bottom. That's good. You do have to be careful with these carbide colours, because if you do get a bite, they're quite severe normally. That's why I keep a good leverage right back at the back of the handle there, you know. And we'll just speed up that ring, that lower ring, which will be getting rounded. I'm just trying to get the sizing right for it. Somebody's text messaging me. So we're all good. We still need to go a little bit narrower in the waist there. Flatten that down a bit, and we'll come in here and sweep that one in. There, just a tiny little more. I want this curve here to sort of follow this curve at the bottom of this top section. Won't take much. Now, just going to check that overall length here. That's about right. You're all good, buddy. Like I said, if I'm, if I'm coming on, I might as well let you guys know. I put it up on Patreon so that you guys knew it was coming up. I didn't go broadcasting it off to everybody else. It basically just I just put the schedule up on YouTube, so anybody that does see it or subscribes would know it's going up. But, I wasn't hanging around till 7 o'clock for it. I wanted to get in and get it done. So I thought, well, I'll let you guys know, and then if anybody can make it in or they want to make it in, they can. And if not, it doesn't matter. We'll have another one tomorrow night. So tomorrow night is it's just a little bit of a demo one really, so it'll be a cruisy casual one tomorrow. Just to show you what can be done with the pyrography. And I mean, the pyrography can be used for a whole heap of different things. You can use it for, you know, use it for embellishing brushes. You can use it for embellishing, you know, wood sun items like bowls and vases and anything else, boxes, all that sort of thing. So it's a fairly unique tool that can do a lot of different things if you put your mind to it. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of that tomorrow night, and we'll have a play on some timber. If I get time to turn a couple of wooden handles, I will between now and then, but if not, we'll just do it on a couple of pieces of wood just to show you, and then we'll get some ideas from that, and then we can possibly set up a proper stream to do a proper brush with some ideas that come out tomorrow night. How does that sound? Well, that's what I'm thinking at this stage anyway, so we can see what happens tomorrow. Take out of there again. Probably take a little bit there just to flatten that out a bit. And then I think we'll take another little bit more there. there's about 5 in now, mate, according to the current viewers on my screen. Yeah, we're getting there slowly, Sam. Baby steps, mate, baby steps. No, this one's one of my blanks, but it's for Srdjan to fit a rhodium in it, and then it'll be heading over to the States. This is the one that I call Phantom Nebula. Anthony, how are you, buddy? Actually, this one might have came. This one came through a referral from Anthony. This handle. I think that's right. I think that's what was said in the chat that I had. I've that many chat messages, I lose track of them all. A nice blend of colour there. Just going to check this here out a little bit more. Yes, correct. That's right, Anthony. Try and get Chris's one done as well, but if it misses the boat, it misses the boat, but we'll see how we go. Might just mean that Srdjan can schedule it in a bit quicker if he's got the bristles. I'm not sure. Okay, I think that should do that shape. I think, fellas, what do you think of that shape? The lotus top on it, and then my sort of traditional type style handle on the bottom. I might just undercut a little bit more on the very bottom there, without going too narrow, because I still have to get a coin in there yet. It's all good, buddy. I'm good. And I think I'm just going well, just to sharpen the detail. That's nice, I like that now. Let's see how we go with that. Slow it down. And we'll just come in and start doing a little bit of sanding now. Okay, yeah, it's because I had a microphone issue earlier. What I'll do is I'll just turn the music down a bit more. Some of the tracks are a little bit louder than other ones as well. So the music's down there, so hopefully that's reasonable there now. I'm going to have to have a look at my wireless lapel microphone because I went to use it tonight and it just I couldn't get any sound, so I'll just have to have a look at it and see what I can do tomorrow, or I can have a look inside it and see if there's anything obvious, and if not, then I'll have to make do with the camera one for now, for a little while. I had the lavalier one set up just nicely too, it was all working really well. That's technology for you, Sam. These things happen. I'm just going to try my trick that I've done earlier, just to get that more round. That's a wonderful job. That's all I need. Yeah, I've done a fair few of them, but different styles, different styles of handles. But I've never done a lotus on the Phantom Nebula either. That was what Chris. This one's being made for. That's what he wanted. He wanted something that he liked the Phantom Nebula, but he wanted a handle shape that hadn't been done yet. So when he said that he wanted this particular shape, I says, yeah, well that one hasn't been done in Phantom Nebula yet, not as far as I can remember anyway. And I went through my photos on Facebook and I couldn't see one, so I've seen other Phantom Nebulas that I'd done, but I couldn't see one with the Lotus top on it, so you will be getting one that's pretty unique. Until, you know, such times as another one is requested. I can't say no to shapes and colours and that sort of thing, so but at least he'll have this one. It'll be the only one in existence for a while, and it'll always be probably the first one. So I think he must be going with a smaller one. I'm not sure. It's drilled out to 25. So I don't know whether he's going with a 24 or whether Srdjan's going to custom make it to 25mm. I'm not sure. I didn't actually get, I only got the size from Srdjan, Anthony, so I'm not sure. Because that's the good thing with the hand-tied knots, he can actually tie them to whatever size he wants to tie them to. So if he wants a 25, he can get a 25. If he wants a 24, he'll get a 24. I mean, there's a good chance it could be a 24 into a 25mm hole. So I just make the socket to suit what Srdjan requires. Oh. How's that music level now? It's probably a bit low now, is it? Not that it matters, I just don't want you getting bored in there not having any music. Yeah, well, the hand-tied knots are always that much bigger than a normal knot as well, mate, and they're so densely packed, especially Srdjan's ones. You know, you're probably up more equivalent if this, like if this one was say a 24, I don't know what it is, but say it was a 24, you know, it's probably going to equate to a 26mm in size of the knot, you know. So my favourite size is, and you know, I say this to a lot of people, is that my favourite size is a 26. In a normal knot, because it's just so much more manageable. Like when you start getting up into 28 and 30mm knots, to me they're just way too big. I mean, some people like it for the luxury and the feet, you know, the face feel and that sort of thing, but to me they're just more manageable at 24 to 26 is, to me, is a good size for a knot. I've said that quite a few times on my channel here, you know, like, yeah, sometimes it's nice having that big plush knot, but do you really need it, you know? No, I don't really prefer it against other shapes, mate. It's, you know, I mean, I've got a Lotus shape handle, same as the Paladin, or very close to the Paladin Lotus shape. But I don't have a preference for shape, to be honest, mate. I like a lot of different shapes. It'd be no good if I could only offer one shape, so I don't have a preference for any shape when I'm making, and I don't have any preference for a shape when I'm using the brush. It's whatever feels comfortable to me is what I use, and that's, you know, one of my principles when I'm making brushes is that it's got to feel nice in the hand. So if I can make it feel reasonably nice in my hand, then hopefully it's going to feel nice in the customer's hand too, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, our hands are, well, I guess they are all different, but I mean, a handle shape is a handle shape. You know, you get lots of different handles, and they're designed so that they'll appeal and fit in somebody's hand nicely, comfortable. You know, no sharp edges, stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of things goes into the design and the thought in a shape, and it's just making sure that it's appealing, it's in proportion, the shape is comfortable, it's functional. So all those things come into play, you know. I'm not going to be able to show it. Well, if I was to go inside and grab a knot, I could show you what this will look like with a knot in it, but I only have a 26mm out here, and I Badger, and I've only, and the other one's a 28 and a Tuxedo, so none of those are going to fit into this. So you're only going to get to see this handle tonight, fellas, finished. You won't get to see it with a knot in it, I don't think. But I'm sure if you keep an eye on Srdjan's Instagram page, I'm sure he'll put up some nice photographs once he gets them decked out with their lovely Rhodium Knots in them. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, that's that one done. Get on to the next one. They're the flavour at the moment, guys. You started it, Resin. Aye. And rightly so too, because he does a fantastic job of his knots. Well, it'll be posted up on YouTube, on my YouTube channel too, Anthony. So he will be able to watch the video through, and if he wants to download it, he can download it off YouTube as well. I think there's programs out there where you can actually download the video. So if he wants to keep it as a memento for down the track, he can do that. That's just the compressor kicking in, fellas. It's got a nice bit of colour around here, so I'm going to actually leave that. I don't want to take any more material off there because I think it's going to add to the look of the handle as well, having that band of sort of purpley pink around there. This one's probably a little bit darker in colour than some of the other Phantom Nebulas that I've done. It's still got a fair bit of colour in it. The colour will pop out once we start to polish and shine. but it's probably a little bit darker than some others that I've done in the past.
The hardest part of resin casting, well, I mean, I don't find any of it hard, but I guess the biggest thing you've got to watch is when you're mixing your colours and your resin. You've got so long to work with it, and you've got to pour at just the right time. If you pour too soon, your colours can intermingle, and then you can end up with some colours, depending on what colours you're using. Some colours can make a real yucky mess, and it might not come out the colour that you want it to come out. So that's what can happen if you pour it too soon, too early, and it's not had time to just starting to get into the cure time. If you get into that right spot in the cure time, then when you pour your colours, you get better colour separation in the colours, so they won't intermingle and make that horrible mess that I spoke about before. So it's just a case of getting comfortable with it, and then having a good idea as to how long you've got to work, when you need to start pouring. Now some people get anal about it, and you know, they'll work with thermometers, electronic thermometer readouts and all that sort of thing, and they'll monitor the temperature, and then when it gets to a certain temperature they'll start pouring. I don't do it like that, I do it by feel. So when I'm stirring the colours, mixing the colours, I'm really doing it by feel, probably a little bit by time. And when I feel it's right, that's when I do it. And a lot of the time it works fine for me. I've had a couple of times where I've let it go too far and it's started to gel on me before I've actually poured the colours into the mould or into the cup or whatever. It's started to gel. Once it starts to gel, it's bin time, because you can't really do nothing with it once it starts to gel. It won't pour, it won't, you know, you'll end up with pockets of air inside the mould and the casting. So yeah, it's just getting really comfortable and knowing when and how long you've got, and knowing when to actually pour into your moulds. But other than that, it's really just practice. It's like anything, practice makes perfect, you know. So the more you do it, I mean, I've had some, when I go back to some of my early days, I mean, I had some that I did pour in the bin, because they either turned out a yucky colour or I didn't get the colour separation that I was hoping to get. So yeah, there's a little bit to it, but it's not rocket science. But there's a lot of little tips and tricks that you learn along the way. From either doing it yourself and learning from that, or you know, learning from other people and then giving it a crack. But it allows you to get creative with your work, because you're not relying on what somebody else is mixing up for you, you know. And that's why I like it, because somebody says, well, I want a brush with this colour and this colour and this colour, and I can say, well, okay, well, I'll do that. Or I haven't tried that before, I'll try it, you know. When I'm experimenting with colours like that, a lot of the time I'll tell the client, look, there's no obligations for you, I'll mix the colours, I'll get a blank, I'll take a photograph, I'll send you the photograph, and if you don't like it, then I'll make it for someone else. And a lot of customers appreciate that as well, you know. Not that I'd want to do that all the time, but when somebody's struggling to make up their mind on what they want with that, then I'll go that way. Right, that's the other one. So again, the sanding takes up most of the time, fellas, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about it when I'm in a live. If I was recording these and editing them, then obviously I would fast track a lot of the sanding. But these are just live videos. I wouldn't have the time to spend editing videos, spend hours and hours and hours doing that. I much prefer the live, because there's more interaction than just doing a video and throwing it up on YouTube. haven't done anything more with it since the other day, the fluting setup night. But you'll see once I get it sorted, I'll schedule in a stream for it. So you'll see the schedule will come up for it. I think I've only got the pyrography one now, which is tomorrow night, I believe, and then I'll need to reschedule in after that. So that's when I'll be sneaking in a couple of casting ones, and I've still got a couple of brushes to make up. So I'll schedule some of them, and I'll get them sorted and organised, and we'll schedule some of them in, and then I'll look to the future after that, and putting up some different types of streams. And some of them may be linked back to shaving brushes, some of them may be just wood turning or whatever takes their fancy. Actually, one thing that I do need to ask, and I'll probably ask it tomorrow night as well, I am looking to have some artwork done for merchandise for TF Custom Shaving Brushes, which will be run through the Patreon site. So I must ask if there's anybody out there that would be happy or works in that line where they could maybe create some artwork for me. It needs to be specific to particular details that I've got for the size, the style, the format for the graphic, for the images, all that sort of thing. So it needs to be somebody that sort of knows what they're doing, and I can maybe work out a deal as far as, make them a shaving brush, or I just want to try and get some artwork done. But I need a few different pieces. It'll all be very, very similar, but it will be different requirements for different products. So I want to try and get that underway at some stage, but like I said, I do need someone that knows a little bit about creating artwork. And that'll let me get some merchandise happening, because I've already got that part of it sorted out. I know what I'm doing there, but it's just that I need the artwork to be able to go any further. And then I do want to have a stream where I make something and give it away as well. And that might not necessarily be a shaving brush either, it could be anything. Although we will have giveaway shaving stuff as well, especially I'm going to try and get a couple of things happening for the patrons. TF Custom Shaving Brushes, so it all takes time. I'm in no rush to do these things. It's better to take my time and get them right and do them the way I want to do them before I don't want to jump into anything too sudden and soon. So if there is anybody out there that would be happy to do something for me with regards to artwork, if I gave them the specs, please get them to message me. And I'm going to start getting people to use my contact page on my website, because I've got messages coming in from all directions and it's getting really, really hard to keep track on where they're all coming from, and I've got to then go back and try and find the history in the messaging so that I know exactly what we agreed on as far as design, price, knots, even Srdjan, like where I've got to get the sizes of the sockets for the knots. it's too hard to backtrack and go back through the history. So I'm going to send everybody now to my Facebook page, and they can make an inquiry through the get in touch page on my website, and then from there it'll all be via email directly, and then I've got an email log of everything that happens and everything that's said and agreed upon, so it'll make it much easier for me. I'll spend less time doing that stuff, which means I'll be able to spend more time doing other stuff, and that's what's important to me at the moment. Right, I think that'll do that one now as well. Yeah, no worries Anthony, that'd be great mate. Like I said, there's a few different pieces, but they'll all be along the same lines. It'll just be a case of making sure that each one complies with the different spec sizes for the artwork. And it's just really, it's not going to be anything special. It's basically more like a logo type, coming up with a new logo for TF Custom Shaving Brushes, but then putting that into artwork to go on to say a t-shirt or other merchandise stuff. So that's what I'm looking for at this point in time. But there's a few different sizes of artwork with different specs that I need to get the artwork done to, and then once I get that done, then I can start getting that happening, because I've got everything else for that sorted out. It's just a case of coming up with the artwork now to put it into action, you know. Usual, how are you, buddy? here. Well, it'll still be based along, the logo will still be the same. The TF Customs shaving brush is the way I have that sort of set out in the circular fashion. Like what's on my coins, my medallions, that'll remain the same. But I just need something else done to put it onto, like I said, to create something for a t-shirt. I just don't want to have that on. I'd like to have something else on with that. And it might be a wet shaving thing, you know, so start thinking of things, guys. You know, what would you like to have on a t-shirt, a shaving t-shirt from TF Custom Shaving Brushes? Obviously we'd have the TF Custom Shaving Brushes on it, but then what else would you like to have on it from a shaving perspective? What would you like to see on a t-shirt, a TF Custom Shaving Brushes t-shirt that you would like to wear? What else would you like on it other than just the logo? You know, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Yeah, exactly, now you're talking. But we need to, you know, come up with something that's unique and somebody that, like I said, something that people are going to want to wear, you know. So whether it be a silhouette or something of a shaving brush, you know, or like you say, a straight razor or a straight razor and a brush, or, you know, that's the kind of thing that I'm sort of looking for. We'll still have the TF Custom Shaving Brushes the way it is, sort of thing, but something that will work in and around that or below that, or, you know, whatever we decide, that's basically what we're going to go with, you know. Alright, last sanding grit and then we'll get on to the wets, fellas. That was off the time, it's an hour and 42, so let me get the finger out. So I've given you some food for thought. Now it's just a case of coming up with the goodies. T-Man, how are you, buddy? Yeah, well that's another thing. I mean, it could be, we could put a kangaroo or something on the front, on the, you know, incorporated into the logo. The TF Custom shaving brushes. We could incorporate that with a kangaroo or something. This is what I'm saying, this is what I need ideas, fellas. I'm too busy thinking brush designs and trying to make them. But I do need ideas because somebody comes, you know, if we get somebody that can do the images for me, you know, we might be able to do a bit of a trade-off there with somebody for some a couple of shaving brushes or something. They can do me my artwork, and it all happen. But I need to have the ideas ready to go. So put your thinking caps on, fellas. Somebody start taking note of all the ideas that are getting put forward, what we think's a good idea. Hopefully we can make it happen. Sound like a plan? Alright, now just a little bit in here I just need to tidy up. little bit on here, just to tidy it up, because that's the last sanding grid. And that's looking not too bad. So I think we're almost ready to go to the wets now. Yeah, just tell me, pop me a message, mate, and what it's about, and I'll get back to him, and I'll send them. I'll download the details that I need, and I can send them that, and that'll give them an idea as to what I'm looking for, and then from there, it's getting the guy's ideas to maybe incorporate into that, so that you know, whoever it is can take the ideas and run with it, and just come up with the artwork basically. And then once I've got the artwork, I can send that to the company that's going to be doing the merchandise, and then from there it'll be pretty much a case of all go. So that'd be great. We can get that out of the way. Grey Dog, how are you, buddy? You're just in the right time, mate, in the nick of time. Ready for the big wet. How good was that? That's perfect timing, Grey Dog. And a very good morning to you, mate. A very good morning to you. Welcome back, Mike. Welcome back. Did you have a nice lunch? Oh, I think we're done now anyway. I think that's us ready to go to the wets, fellas. You ready for it? Some nice clean fresh water.
What do you think of Phantom Nebula, fellas? Right? Sam, you're stealing razors. Words, pop, pop, pop. Oh, you got sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Ah, cool, different. Yeah, and I think leaving the base at where I left it, Anthony, it's got that band of colour in the very bottom. If I had gone in another millage, so you know, we would have lost that band of colour on the bottom. I think that gives it a little bit of a touch, because it is quite a dark handle, this one, compared to some of the other Phantom Nebulas that I've done. So having that band at the bottom just sort of really suits it, I think. I'll show you what I mean in a tick. I'll stop it and we'll have a better look at it whilst it's wet as well. So you'll see there, see how we've got this band of colour around the base there. I think that gives it a nice effect as well. And then we've got the splash of colour in through the really dark stuff, you know. And once this gets buffed, those colours like that blue and the purpley and the pink will start to pop out a lot more too. So it looks kind of dark at the moment, but it will pop out a little bit more, and it just gives the handle depth. It's sitting pretty flat at the moment, but it should get quite a nice little shine on it. So it's probably a little bit wider at that particular point than I would normally leave it, but I think it suits it. Has Chris got big hands, small hands, mate? Do you know? How does he shave? Does he... Like, it's not big, I mean it's, I think it's in proportion, put it that way. I think it's in proportion with the rest of the handle, and the fact that it's only getting a fairly small knot. I wouldn't say small, but fairly small knot. I think it will be just nice. Okay, that should do it for that one. I'll get the micromesh pads on it now. You know, this one, it is a nice size. Like I said, it will be proportional to the knot, you know, hopefully we've got that right. This will still be about the 68, 60, I think it was 68, let me check. Because it's a pretty standard size I make a lot of my handles, because a lot of people say, yeah, I like the longer handle. Yeah, bang on 68 in length that is, so it's this evening. And diameter I can check for you in a little while. I don't know how the GoPro camera's behaving itself tonight either. Looks okay so far, but I haven't been keeping my eyes peeled to the monitor, so I don't know. I know it was flicking on and off earlier, but I pulled the HDMI cable out and then plugged it back in again, and she seemed to work okay. So maybe the HDMI cable was a little bit loose. Anyway. So that side has come off completely now, even although I'm cleaning them and putting them out flat to dry. I don't think they like getting folded though, that's definitely an issue. Yeah, you just wait until you see yours, T-Man. You wait till you see yours, mate. You've waited long enough, so I think it will deserve something pretty special. And there's the other side just come loose now as well, so definitely an issue with these pads. But we will soldier on regardless, because they're still cutting nicely. Okay. Let me just throw up my little thing here now, before I forget. And we'll throw up the other one in a little while. So that'll do that one. Yeah, no worries, mate. I mean, like I said, I think the lavalier just gives it a little bit better quality, but the Sony Handycam that I've got, that's the expensive one. That's the one that's about $700–800. But the sound out of that is actually quite good, and I mean the camera itself would probably be about, I'd say probably about 4 foot out in front of me, so it does not too bad considering. That one a little hand rub, I think. Gives us a better finish. Even if I do every second one, you know, that's normally enough to get the nicer finish. But, if you do every grip, just makes it less work on the buffer, I guess. Can I put my order in too? You wait to see how the blue gets really electric in these Phantom Nebulas. The blue really pops out, right? Once we get a bit of a buff on it. You're probably starting to see it already, just by going through the micro mesh. That blue really starts to pop out. Right, next one.
They certainly are, mate. What I do is I get all my off-cut pieces and rejected pieces, and then I cut them up on the bandsaw into little pieces in different shapes and sizes without trying to cut my fingers off. And then I put them in a mould, and then I cast them with another colour, say like a black or something like that, which is what the last ones were. But you can do them in different colours. You could add any colour really, and then you just get the mix of the different shapes and colours coming through the main colour that you choose. So they turned out quite nice actually. Doing my little bit for the environment, you know, not putting it into waste. I'm not sure if that one's still up there, Razor, if that one's gone. I might have either sold it or donated it to someone, I think. I just can't quite 100% remember, but I've got a few brushes, new brushes that I've got to put up on the website actually. I was sitting on my desk waiting to be photographed and descriptions made up and all the specs for the handles and the knots. So they're waiting on me doing all that before I can put them up on the website. As long as they're sitting on my desk, I can't sell them, can I? I do need to try and catch up on all that sort of admin-y type stuff as well at some stage. That's alright. It happens when it happens. I tend not to stress over anything nowadays. I used to be a real panic wart. I do if I get really busy. That's why I like to keep it at reasonable levels, because I don't want it to become a job. Then I'd hate it, you know. And I actually like doing what I'm doing, so that's the way I want to keep it. So I'm actually going to start putting everybody on a wait list, and then I just keep working through the wait list from here on in. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to refer everybody to the website and the get in touch page on the website, and that'll be where all my business will be conducted now. That way it's via email and not, you know, Instagram messages or Facebook messages or Messenger or text messages and, you know, all that sort of thing. It gets too hard to keep track of it all. So I'm going to do it that way, using the get in touch page, and then that way all communications will be via email, and then that way it'll make it easier for me to backtrack through what was discussed, what was agreed, photographs, sizes, all that sort of thing. And it will just make it so much easier to manage. Then hopefully give me more time to spend time doing this sort of stuff, you know.
Starting to get there, fellas. Yeah, cool, mate. Excellent. Thanks, Anthony. Right, last wet pad. Right. Okay. So
inspection. A little bit more in there, I think. It's all good. Just a little bit in there. I want to tidy up a little bit. Always the hardest part is getting into those really tight details. The rest of the handle is spot on. Better. Okay, so time to take it off. Set it up there for now. Back there for a second until I get this done. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, that's not too bad there. Go right down. Come a little bit closer.
just get rid of that for now. Parting tool. And thanks guys, very much appreciated. I think you know that. Here. Another one. Just give me a bit of clearance. So I'll take that away and slow it down a touch. Thank you fellas. Patreon's links down below if anybody else is interested. Okay. Let me get back to the chat now, see what's going on. Cool, these are all good, you're looking after yourselves in there. So I'm just going to crack on with this handle and we are going to put, I think it has to be an antique silver in the bottom of this side. Antique brass is not going to look right, so Chris says I was to surprise him, so it won't be much of a surprise once he sees the video, but that's all good. Right, now get that on 0 and bring it in till we touch. There, and then we'll go on until we hit about 4.5, 5 mil. A little bit there. Okay, so get rid of that one. And now I'll just change the camera view slightly so you can see what I'm doing. So we'll go back to 3 on that one, and you get a side shot on the other one, so that's okay. There we go. So spindle gouge on its edge, just using the wing. Make a cut, nice and evenly, nice and clean. Tiny little whisker shavings. And then just on the inner edge, just a tiny touch just to round it over. And anything else we can get with the sandpaper. That's all we want there. Okay.
So a little bit of fine stuff here. That's all that needs. Okay, now we go in with the wets again. You guys all trying to enable each other, are yous? Yeah, that feels nice in the hand, Anthony. Real nice.
Okay, time to dry it off and take it to the buffer, get it buffed. So we can release it off here now. Set it there for now, and we'll get this out. Little mixing stick. One medallion. Some epoxy glue, and we'll just zoom that out a little bit. And I'll take that handle over to the buffer now. So I'll change this over to that camera as the main shot, and then I'll put the picture in picture. We'll put back to the main head-on shot. Sorry, what I've done that the wrong. Oh no, that's right. We've got it right there. All good. Alrighty, let's go over to the buffer. Fire up the buffer. beautiful. Now what I will do is I will put that back on the chuck, so I'll put the chuck there to remind me. Actually I'll do it now and then we'll come back to the gluing. I want to put a little bit of polish on this as well. So let me just flick back to that page for now, and we'll put you on that one for a sec. Fairly nice polish on it now. Let me get the chap back up. Okay, so we'll get a little bit of polish on it, not a lot, just a tiny little bit. Put that away. Paper towel. Just work that in all round. Note to oneself, keep fingernails away from the face of the chuck. At all times. You can see that's getting a nice shine on it now. Just give it a little bit more speed, not too much. That'll probably do it. Sure. Right, take that off again now. Almost feels a shame to put my fingers on it. Bring this back up. Okay, so we want a little bit of part A. And we'll get a little part of part B. That's that done. Bring the handle in. Just mix up this little bit of glue. So here
too much. Should be more than enough. Look at that. Get rid of this. We'll bring in the tailstock, so you'll get to see probably if I go to camera 2 now, just for that shot there, and you'll see what I'm doing here. So I'm sitting the handle on, and I'm using the tailstock as a press to actually press the coin fully home in the recess for it. Even for a couple of seconds, I've just heard it pop, so that means that the air has come out. So now I can release that. The coin is fully seated, and all I've got to do now is just wipe off the excess resin, if there is any. Sometimes I get it spot on and just get very little, and then other times you get, you know, quite a bit coming out. So I don't think there's too much on this one. It'd probably be better if I take it off the chuck, I can see it better. There's a little bit around the edge there. So we'll get that off. And I should put this on. I'm going to bring it back to that shot anyway. Just give it 2 secs. Now that I've wiped the glue off, give it another little, just a very little touch of polish, just because I've wiped it with methyl to get the epoxy away. So I just want to make sure that we any polish we've taken off we put back on it and give it a good puff up with a paper towel. And we should be all good.
So, there we have it, fellas. Let's give it a final wipe. Make sure that we're all good there. Make sure we're all good there. And there you have it. One Phantom Nebula with the Lotus top on it, and then we've got the TF custom shaving brushes medallion in the bottom, you can see there. I'll just give this a quick whirl around for you so you can see it. I'll put that little 30-second video up shortly, and I'll take a couple of photographs in the light tent, and you'll probably get a better look at the handle there as well. So I'll do that shortly as soon as we finish the stream. And then if I go up to camera 3, just a different viewpoint, a different angle. On the top we've got just very little touches of colour in there, the pink and the blue. Getting a little bit of dust on it already, floating around here in the air. And there's the Baker's medallion in the bottom. So there we go, fellas, that's another stream done, dusted for another night. Tomorrow night will be a more relaxing one. Like I said, we're just going to experiment and play around. I'll just show you what sort of things you can do with the pyrography pens, and I'll explain a couple of differences in them. I've got 2 different ones that I'll be showing in the stream tomorrow night. So yeah, you'll get to see them, and obviously if I don't get a couple of wooden handles turned out between now and then, I'll just practice on some scrap pieces of wood and I'll just show you the kind of things that we can do and then how we can incorporate them into the shaving brushes, wooden shaving brushes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight, fellas. So once again, thank you all for coming along. It wasn't a busy stream tonight, but we still got a few people in there. I think it was important for Anthony to get in there as well, and you know, he can share his screenshots and point out the video to Chris later on. Grey Dog, thanks for popping in again, mate. Always appreciated. And to my patrons and everybody else in the stream that's popped in, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to shut the shed door down. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Cheers, fellas. See ya.